I was double-checking my carry-on when my phone buzzed. Not a regular buzz, 3 short bursts. The fraud alert pattern my bank set up after that identity theft scare 2 years ago. The screen showed a number I didn't recognize, but the text made my stomach drop. Mr. Patterson, this is First Security Bank. We've detected unusual activity on your account ending in 7,743. Please call immediately. Reference number FA 2847. $47,000. Gone. 3 wire transfers in the past week, all authorized with my account credentials, all going to an LLC I'd never heard of. Bright Futures Therapy Services, Incorporated. I sat down on the edge of my bed, my packed suitcase still open beside me. In 6 hours, I was supposed to drive to Atlanta for Thanksgiving, at my daughter Jennifer's new house, the one she'd been so excited about on our last call. Dad, wait until you see it. 4 bedrooms, a pool, in the best school district for when Noah gets older. Noah, my 8-year-old grandson, the reason I'd been sending money every month for the past 3 years. I called the bank back. The fraud specialist, a woman named Patricia, walked me through the transactions. September 14th, October 3rd, November 18th. Each one authorized through my online banking portal, complete with my security questions answered correctly. Mr. Patterson, we need to freeze your account and file a police report. Do you have any idea who might have access to your banking information? I thought about the last time Jennifer asked me to log into my account while I was visiting. Dad, can you just show me how you set up auto-pay? I want to do the same thing for Noah's therapy bills. She'd been sitting right next to me, her phone out, taking notes. The room felt smaller suddenly. I need to make a call first, I told Patricia. Can you give me an hour? I didn't call Jennifer. Instead, I called Ray Kowalski, a private investigator I'd met at the Veterans Hall 3 months ago. We'd gotten to talking over coffee after a Memorial Day event. He'd mentioned he specialized in financial fraud cases. I never thought I'd need his card. Ray answered on the second ring. Patterson, you okay? You sound like you've seen a ghost. I told him everything. The wire transfers, Jennifer's new house, the therapy bills I'd been paying for Noah's autism treatment, $4,200 a month, every month, because Jennifer said insurance only covered the basics and Noah needed intensive ABA therapy. John, Ray said slowly, how often do you actually see Noah? The question hit me harder than it should have. Every couple months. Jennifer's busy with her practice, and David's always traveling for his cases. They send pictures, though, videos of Noah at therapy. I need you to not get on that plane to Atlanta tomorrow. Can you do that for me? It's a 5-hour drive, not a plane. But don't get in the car either. Tell Jennifer you're sick, food poisoning, whatever. I need 48 hours. I spent Thanksgiving eating canned soup and staring at my phone. Jennifer called twice. Dad, are you sure you're okay? We were really looking forward to seeing you. Noah keeps asking about Grandpa. The lie tasted bitter. Just need to rest, sweetheart. Doctor said it might be that stomach bug going around. Ray called Friday evening. I'm coming over. You'll want to sit down for this. He arrived with an accordion folder thick enough to stop a bullet. We sat at my kitchen table, and he spread out documents like he was laying cards in a losing hand. Bright Futures Therapy Services, he started. Registered in Delaware 6 months ago. Officers of the company, Jennifer Patterson Reynolds and David Reynolds. Your daughter and son-in-law. I stared at the incorporation papers. Jennifer's signature, clear as day. There's more. I checked with the autism therapy centers in Atlanta. All 3 of the main ones. Noah Patterson isn't registered at any of them. Never has been. My throat closed up. What do you mean? She sends me pictures. Videos of him doing therapy. Ray pulled out his laptop, turned it to face me. Stock footage. I reverse image searched every photo and video Jennifer sent you in the past 6 months. This one, he pointed to a picture of Noah stacking colored blocks with a therapist, is from a promotional video for an ABA center in San Diego. This one is from an autism advocacy website. This one. He kept going. Every single image, every video, downloaded from somewhere else. Someone else's child. Someone else's therapy sessions. Where's my grandson, Ray? Daycare. Paradise Kids Learning Center. $180 a week. Jennifer drops him off at 7:30, picks him up at 5:30. I've been watching for 2 days. Noah's. He's a regular kid, John. Energetic, talks nonstop, plays with the other kids. No signs of autism that I can see, though I'm not a doctor. He slid another paper across the table. This is a statement from Noah's pediatrician. I have a contact who. Let's just say she was willing to pull some strings. Noah's medical records show routine checkups. No autism diagnosis. No referrals to specialists. Nothing. The folder had more. Credit card statements showing Jennifer and David's spending. A Lexus, designer clothes, a country club membership, private school tuition at a place that cost more per year than I made when I was still working. The house, Ray continued. They put down $200,000 in cash 3 months ago, right after you set up that direct deposit for Noah's therapy. I felt old then, older than my 68 years. How much? From what I can trace, they've pulled about $280,000 from you over 3 years. The therapy bills were the biggest chunk, but there were other things. Emergency medical expenses, special equipment, all fake, all going into their personal accounts, or this LLC they set up. Why would they? My voice cracked. I would have helped them if they'd just asked. Ray's expression softened. John, I found something else. You're not going to like it. He pulled out printed emails. Exchange after exchange between Jennifer and David, recovered from a cloud backup that David apparently forgot to secure properly. Ray had a hacker friend. I didn't ask questions. The subject line of one email, dated 18 months ago. The old man's strategy. I read it, then I read it again, hoping the words would rearrange themselves into something that didn't feel like a knife in my chest. Dad called again, asking to take Noah for the weekend. I told him no, that it would disrupt N's therapy schedule. He bought it, even offered to pay for an extra session to make up for the disruption. Can you believe this? He literally just volunteered another $600. At this rate, we'll have the lake house down payment by spring. Just keep him at arm's length and keep the pictures coming. The autism angle was genius. Babe, he's so guilty about not being there enough that he'll do anything to help. David's response, your dad's a gold mine. My parents would have seen through this in a heartbeat. But yours is so desperate to be the hero grandfather. We should milk this for another 2 years minimum. Then gradually cure Noah when we don't need the money anymore. Thoughts on telling him the new therapy is working? Could hit him up for a celebration bonus. There were dozens more. Plans to forge power of attorney documents next year. Discussions about how to isolate me from Noah so I wouldn't notice he was developing normally. Jokes about my senile generosity. One email from Jennifer to David, dated just last week. Dad's coming for Thanksgiving. We need to be careful. Keep Noah busy with iPad so he doesn't talk too much. Dad still thinks he's nonverbal in stressful situations. LOL, if he only knew Noah won't shut up about Pokemon. Ray was watching me. There's enough here for fraud charges. Wire fraud, identity theft, elder financial abuse. The DA I talked to said this could be 10 years, easy, for both of them. I sat there, reading and rereading those emails. My daughter's words. The daughter I'd raised alone after her mother died. The daughter I'd worked double shifts to put through college. The daughter who'd called me crying when Noah was born, saying, Dad, I hope I can be half the parent you were. John? Ray's voice seemed far away. What do you want to do? Saturday morning, I called Jennifer. My voice was steady, retired engineer, always good in a crisis. Sweetheart, I'm feeling better. How about I come down today instead? I miss you and Noah terribly. She hesitated. Today? We weren't really expecting. The house is a mess. I don't care about the house. I just want to see my grandson. 5 hours later, I pulled into their driveway. The house was impressive marble columns, 3-car garage, professional landscaping. My money had bought every brick. Jennifer opened the door, her smile tight. Dad, you look better. Come in. Come in. Noah ran into the hallway. Grandpa! Grandpa! I got a new Pokemon card. It's holographic and super rare, and Tommy from daycare said it's worth like $1 million, but probably not really. But it's so cool. Wanna see? The words tumbled out of him like water from a broken dam. No speech delay, no social anxiety. Just an 8-year-old kid, excited to show his grandfather his treasure. Jennifer's face went white. Noah, honey, remember what we talked about? You need to use your quiet voice when Grandpa's here. He has sensitive hearing. Oh yeah, sorry, Grandpa. Noah stage whispered, somehow even louder than before. Want to see my card? I knelt down, eye level with my grandson. Really looked at him for the first time in months. Bright eyes, easy smile, no hint of the struggle Jennifer had described in dozens of tearful phone calls. I'd love to see it, buddy. But first, how about you show me your room? I bet it's awesome. As Noah dragged me toward the stairs, chattering about his Pokemon collection and his best friend Marcus and the science project he was doing about volcanoes, I saw David emerge from a home office. He'd been on a phone call. I could hear the edge of his lawyer voice wrapping up a conversation. We made eye contact. He knew. Somehow, he knew that I knew. John, he said carefully, this is a surprise. Jennifer said you were too sick to travel. Miraculous recovery, I replied. Must have been a 24-hour thing. Dinner was excruciating. Noah kept talking about school, about his friends, about the swimming lessons he was taking at the country club. Every word out of his mouth was another nail in Jennifer's coffin. She kept trying to redirect him, to quiet him, but Noah was 8 and excited and had no idea he was supposed to be playing a part. Noah's been doing so well with his therapy, Jennifer finally said, desperate. The new program has really helped with his verbal skills. That's amazing, I said, cutting into my steak. What's the name of the center again? I'd love to make a donation. Show my appreciation for all they've done. Jennifer's fork clattered against her plate. It's called Bright Futures. Bright Futures Therapy. The same as your LLC? The table went silent. Even Noah stopped mid-sentence about something to do with Minecraft. David recovered first. Lawyers always do. I'm sorry, what are you implying, John? I pulled out my phone, set it on the table. I'm not implying anything. I'm stating facts. $47,000. Wire transferred to Bright Futures Therapy Services, Incorporated. A company registered to you and Jennifer. A company that provides no actual services because Noah doesn't need autism therapy. He never did. Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. Dad, you don't understand. I understand that you've been defrauding me for 3 years. I understand that you've been using your own son as a prop in a con. I understand that every tear, every desperate call, every guilt trip about not being there for Noah was calculated to keep the money flowing. We needed David started. I don't care what you needed. My voice rose for the first time. Noah flinched, and I immediately lowered it. I don't care about the money, the house, any of it. You could have asked me for help. I would have given you anything. Jennifer was crying openly now. We tried, Dad. We tried to make it on our own. But David's firm wasn't bringing in enough, and my practice was struggling. And we needed to give Noah a good life. By lying to the one person who loved him unconditionally? By keeping me away from my grandson with fake medical emergencies? I turned to Noah, who was staring at his plate. Hey, buddy, can you go play in your room for a little bit? Grandpa needs to talk to your mom and dad. He fled, grateful to escape the tension. When he was gone, I continued. I have every email, every text, every piece of evidence of what you've done. Ray Kowalski, yes. I hired a PI. He documented everything. The fraud investigator at my bank has the same information. So does an FBI agent who specializes in wire fraud and elder abuse. David's lawyer mask cracked. You called the FBI? Not yet. That's why I'm here. I want to give you a choice. I slid papers across the table. Forms I'd had Ray's lawyer friend draw up yesterday. Option 1. I file charges. You both go to prison. Noah goes into foster care, or maybe to David's parents if they'll take him. Your careers are over. Your house is seized as proceeds of criminal activity. Everything you built on my money gone. Jennifer's sobs got louder. David's hand shook as he picked up the papers. Option 2 is stapled behind that. Voluntary restitution agreement. You sell this house, pay me back every dollar you stole. You transfer full custody of Noah to me for the next 2 years. Absolutely not. Jennifer shot up from her chair. Sit down and let me finish. I'd never used this voice with her before. She sat. Full custody to me for 2 years while you both get your lives together. I'm not cutting you off from your son. You'll have visitation, holidays, summer weeks. But Noah needs stability. And you two need to learn how to live within your means. And if we refuse? David asked quietly. Then I make one phone call. And by Monday morning, you're both in federal custody. I might be a sucker, but I'm a sucker with recordings, bank statements, and a very angry FBI agent who's been looking for an easy elder abuse case to prosecute. The silence stretched out. I could hear Noah upstairs, playing some kind of video game, the sounds of digital battles and victory music filtering down through the vents. We'd still see him? Jennifer whispered. Every other weekend. Wednesday dinners. Video calls twice a week. I'm not you, I won't use a child as a weapon. But you need to prove you can be parents who don't lie, steal, and manipulate. When I think you're ready, we'll revisit custody. David was reading the agreement, lawyer eyes scanning every clause. This restitution schedule, it's generous. Market rate for the house plus our savings, we could pay this off in 18 months. I'm not trying to destroy you. I'm trying to save my grandson from learning that love is just another con. They signed. Jennifer's hand shook so badly she could barely write her name. David's signature was precise, controlled. The lawyer in him making sure every letter was legible for the court. Noah moved in with me the following week. Jennifer and David told him it was a special grandpa year while they worked on making their business better. He believed them kids do. The first night, after I'd read him 3 Pokemon guides and 2 chapters of a book about volcanoes, Noah looked up at me from his new bed, the one I'd set up in my guest room with sheets covered in Pikachu. Grandpa? Are Mom and Dad in trouble? I sat on the edge of his bed. They made some mistakes, buddy. Grown-up mistakes. But they love you very much. Did they lie about me being sick? Tommy's mom said sometimes parents lie about stuff for money. 8 years old, and already too smart for comfort. Yeah, I said quietly. They did. But that doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You're perfect exactly as you are. He thought about this. Are you mad at them? I'm disappointed and hurt. But they're still my daughter and her husband. Sometimes we have to love people even when they mess up really badly. Like when I lied about breaking your lamp and you still made me cookies? Exactly like that. Except this is a much bigger lamp. He giggled, and the sound filled something in my chest that had been hollow for 3 years. That was 6 months ago. Jennifer's in therapy, real therapy. Not the kind she invented for Noah. David left his law firm and took a job with a smaller practice that pays less but doesn't require 80-hour weeks. They sold the house, paid back $183,000 so far. They see Noah every other weekend, and slowly, carefully, they're rebuilding something that might eventually look like trust. Last Wednesday, Jennifer came for dinner. We made tacos Noah's favorite, and afterward, while he was watching a Pokemon movie, she helped me with dishes. Dad, she said, her hands in soapy water. I know I can never fully apologize for what we did. I know sorry doesn't cover it. No, it doesn't. I dried a plate, set it in the rack, but it's a start. I was so angry at you for calling the FBI, for taking Noah, for forcing our hand. But he's happy here, really happy. And I think we needed this. David and we lost ourselves somewhere in the competition of it all. Keeping up with the other lawyers, the other doctors. We forgot what mattered. And what matters? She looked through the doorway at Noah, sprawled on the couch, mouth open in concentration as Pikachu battled on screen. That, she said simply, just that. I have a spreadsheet on my computer. Every month, a payment comes in from Jennifer and David. The balance drops slowly, steadily. In 12 more months, they'll have paid back every dollar. But that's not what I'm really counting. I'm counting Wednesday dinners, Saturday morning pancakes, the way Noah now says I love you without prompting, the Pokemon cards multiplying across my kitchen table, the father-daughter conversations that are slowly, painfully becoming real again instead of performative. Last week, Noah asked me, Grandpa, when I go back to live with Mom and Dad, can I still come here on weekends? Buddy, I told him. You can come here whenever you want. That's what family means. He thought about this. Even when they mess up big? Especially then. The check I'd been carrying that day when the fraud alert came through. The one for $500 I'd planned to give Jennifer for Noah's therapy supplies is still in my desk drawer. I keep it there as a reminder, not of the betrayal, but of the choice I made that day to save my family instead of destroying it. Some people might say I should have pressed charges, that Jennifer and David deserved prison. Maybe they're right, but I'm 68 years old, and I've learned that revenge is expensive, and forgiveness is hard, but the cost of losing your family forever is something you can't ever pay back. Every night, I tuck Noah into bed. Every night, he asks me to tell him a story. And every night, I tell him the same thing. Once upon a time, there was a grandpa who loved his grandson so much that he fought dragons to keep him safe. What kind of dragons, Grandpa? The question changes, but my answer doesn't. The scariest kind, buddy. The kind that look like people you love. And then I kiss his forehead, turn out the light, and thank whatever power might be listening that I get to do this again tomorrow. That's worth more than any amount of money they could ever steal.